and welcome to the September 21st Thursday chat. We're going to first recognize Faye Busgang, to whom we all send our deepest condolences. Go ahead, Faye.
I just want to thank so many of you for attending Julian's funeral in person or on Zoom, for your cards and phone calls and coming to the Shiva yesterday. And I just want you to know I so much appreciate your compassion and your friendship. Thank you.
Thank you. Bob Brown.
Well, thanks, Jerry. And I appreciate this opportunity to speak to the entire Newbridge community. So most of us have been deluged with requests for donations. They can be overwhelming, but the Appreciation Fund is different. While it is entirely voluntary, just as a tip in a restaurant is voluntary, it should not be thought of as a donation. Rather, it is a gift to our staff for their services over the past 6 months. And Judy and I have really appreciated their services, from the servers, security, cleaners, transport, and maintenance. By and large, they have all done so with a smile and graciousness. So this is one gift that I feel really good about when I write the check. If you are moved to do so, as many are, and want to give more than the suggested amount, the Appreciation Fund Committee thanks you. If you just give what you can, the Appreciation Committee thanks you too. There would be nothing nicer than our going to the Newbridge staff and saying we've reached 100% participation. They absolutely deserve it, so let's make it happen. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you. And Peter Halfon.
Thank you, Jerry. Hello, everybody. Yesterday, the dining committee, formerly the food committee, met in special session to review the various many requests to join the food committee and voted. We voted for 3 people, although only 2 are leaving because we wanted to round out the committee at 9 people. The 3 people that are joining the committee are Barbara Goldstein, Bob Orkand, and Michael Ross. I'd like to take the opportunity, though, to say thank you once again to Judy Rosenthal and to Benita Ross. They each served for 3 years on the committee as very active members, and we certainly all appreciate them. I will send out a request. I'm going to deputize the entire independent living community. I'm going to deputize because, as you know, we're going forward now and evaluating the past couple of months' menus, and we're going forward to talk about NOSH. What I would like is, please send us your feelings about how the menus, how the new service was working for you, the good and the bad, hopefully more good, and also send me your feelings about NOSH, why you're not going, why you are going, what's good, what's not so good. And please send it to me or to any of the members of the food committee whose names I will give you in an email in a day or so. Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks, Peter. Rabbi Judy.
Mute us.
Hello, everybody, and Shana Tova, Happy New Year to those who celebrate the Jewish New Year. I would just want to remind you about the upcoming Yom Kippur services for those of you who are attending here at Newbridge. On Sunday evening, is the beginning of Yom Kippur, and we have the Kol Nidre service. It starts officially at 6 o'clock. I urge you to come and be seated at 5:45 p.m. When, as you must remember from previous Kol Nidre, is that the best part of the service is right at the beginning, and we will be closing the doors at 6 o'clock until after the Kol Nidre prayer has been completed, and then you can join for the rest of the service if you don't make it in on time. So it's a special plug to please try to get there early and be seated so that we can begin promptly at 6 with Kol Nidre. The Monday morning service will be from 10 o'clock until 12:30 and will include the Yizkor service. And then Monday evening, at the end of Yom Kippur, we will gather at 5:45 until 7:15. And I look forward to celebrating this special day together with the community. And then we're going to, before you know it, we'll be into Sukkot the following Friday. I'm working on a flyer to let you know the schedule of events in the Sukkah, but that will come out a little bit later. Thank you. See you there.
Thank you. Josh Ferraro.
Thank you, Jerry. Actually, if you don't mind, Jerry, I was going to let Chef Eileen do a few announcements first, and then I just have a little conversation I want to have if Chef's on and ready to go.
Jeff.
Hi, everybody. Just a few things. So for on Sunday in Nosh, we are open from 4 to 7 p.m. And in Central, we're open from 4 to 6 p.m. And on Monday night, which is Break the Fast, we're open from 5 to 9 p.m. in Nosh. And we're opened from 5 to 7 to 8 p.m. in Central. And that's for Break the Fast, just making sure because our times are a little different for those 2 days. Also, just an update on the menus. We are currently working on changing up the menus slightly in Central. And the plan is then to present it to the food committee on our next meeting. And once we do that, we can roll out the communication of when we're starting the new menu and items that would be on it and stuff like that. So probably give us about a month, but hoping to start it the start of November. But we are in the process of looking to change the menu up in Central. That's it. Josh, it's all yours.
I have a question from Carol Mullen. Go ahead. Unmute, Carol.
Fine, thank you. This is for Peter. Peter, I have to say I'm very disappointed that once again, it's a reflection on the policy of the dining committee choosing its own successors. And that once again, while wonderful people, you've chosen fantastic people, but not one person who is committed to Nosh on 2 to 3 days a week, let's say, and feels that it's very important. There's almost an assumption that if you support Nosh, you're not good enough to be on the committee. And instead, I would say that those of us who consider Nosh to be very central to our living here, that we see what happens and how the team operates, what improvements could be made on a day-to-day basis. And it's very disappointing that you haven't chosen someone who really is and can reflect Nosh on that kind of a basis. And I am very disappointed. And I think that those of us in Nosh who feel this way would also agree.
Peter, do you want to make any comment?
Yes, Carol, I'm really sorry that you feel that way, but the committee as a whole went over all the 13 or more that came in and reviewed them very carefully. And there were a couple that were very singular in what they wanted to help the food committee do. And we were not looking for singular, we were looking for people that would be available to help us wherever we needed them. And those are the three people that we feel that we picked. And hopefully you'll try again next year.
Well, it isn't about single people. It's really about the idea that you want to improve Nosh, and you assume that the people who are in Nosh, if they are happy, believe me, many more people would be happy with Nosh. If Nosh improves for the people who care about it, then it will improve for everyone. And one of the problems, I think, is that you are seeking, okay, write some things, but you don't get that day-to-day reflection. And I don't think you will be successful, and you haven't been successful in attracting people in Nosh. And that's because your committee is not reflecting what's needed and to improve it. And because you're not there to see. And that's really fundamental. Okay.
Okay.
I don't care who it is.
The
That's
point
it.
has been made. Thank you very much. Frank Backner.
Just a quick question about the Sunday night, Sunday and Monday. What about takeout? What were the situations with ordering for delivery to the apartment?
Jeff.
So for Sunday night, takeout only, it's a good question, Frank, thank you. Sunday night, takeout only is in Nosh. There is no takeout in Central on Sunday night. It is only in Nosh. And then on Monday, takeout is for the both restaurants.
The hours. When do you have to order?
Just what are the hours? When do you have to order? Is it just the regular?
The regular hours. Yep, the regular hours that you're doing right now.
Thank you.
Marilyn Stone. Unmute, Marilyn.
Okay, I wanted to ask Peter whether or not we could make suggestions on things that we'd like added or subtracted from the menu.
Peter. Wait a minute. I'll unmute you, Peter.
There, okay.
I thought I made that clear where I deputized the entire IL residents. Please share any of your thoughts, however they are, and to any of the members of the committee, whose names I will send out in a day or two, and we will see if we can act on them in any way. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so back to you, Joe. Nancy,
Thank you, Jerry.
were you raising your hand, Nancy? Okay, all right. Josh, go ahead.
Thank you, Jerry. There was one more brief announcement for anybody that's waiting for the September or October birthday night invitations. They will be going out tomorrow. They typically would have gone out by today. They were slightly delayed and will be sent out tomorrow. And we had combined September and October birthday nights. I also wanted to acknowledge that we have all the new faces in many positions of the dining team, including culinary staff, cooks, sous chefs, service staff in the form of servers, runners, bussers, and supervisors. We are very excited to see our team grow, and I want to thank the community for welcoming our new employees and for providing feedback regarding the performances or the interactions and experiences of the new additions to our team. Most of the time, the feedback is positive in nature, and we appreciate that. And at times, the feedback highlights areas of opportunity for improvement. We also appreciate that. Both are very important for us to hear and then to share that feedback with the teams. I do have a request that when providing feedback regarding the staff, we remember that Newbridge is a very diverse workforce and community, and that we are committed to our philosophy of fostering a safe workplace that encourages and embraces our diversity. Recently, Hebrew Senior Life as a company developed a code of respect policy that sets an expectation of respect for all HSL employees and community members across the organization. It establishes criteria and procedures to sustain a community in keeping with Hebrew Senior Life's missions and cultural beliefs. I would like to take a brief moment to share the policy as a reference for how we want employees, residents, and even those visiting our campus to be respected and protected. Hebrew Senior Life, HSL, is committed to providing an environment that recognizes, respects, and appreciates all employees and community members. To that end, Hebrew Senior Life maintains focus on our foundational cultural beliefs, including treating others with respect and offering the tools and support for people to speak up in order to maintain an organization that minimizes disrespectful, discriminatory, harassing, hostile, and/or harmful behaviors. These policies give us, including myself, a chance to reflect and to think about how we can approach each other with respect and kindness, and to keep it in daily practice, getting better every day. I want to thank you for holding a space for me to be open and for your support in continuing to provide a welcoming community. Thank you, everyone.
So Barbara Goldstein has her hand up.
Josh, this is a question about the freezer for the end of the month food. It's been empty for like almost a week. When will it be refilled?
Oh, Barbara, I am so sorry to hear about that. This is the first I'm hearing that the freezer
Oh.
was empty. I
Yeah,
will
there's nothing in it.
Okay, I will follow up on that today. I don't have an answer because I don't know if the inventory is in-house, but I will certainly address it and commit to getting the freezer restocked in as quick as a time as possible.
Thank you.
Okay, there's no other questions. Matt, we're ready for you.
Right. Hello, everyone. I want to start off wishing everyone a good Yontif. It'll be quiet here on Mondays, but I hope you all have a very meaningful day and are able to reflect. And we will be here if you need us, but we'll be quietly in the background. But I wish you and your families all the best. COVID update. Good news, as of a couple hours, we do not have any resident cases. So, I mean, just a huge shout out to this community for doing what you do best, which is taking the bull by the horns and really taking control of our destiny. And in this case, we went from a max of 18 cases as little as a week and a half ago to 0, which as far as COVID goes is pretty much unheard of. So that's a testament to all of you taking this risk seriously and really knocking this down quickly. So thank you very much. We still have a few employee cases, but overall the numbers are coming down quickly. If you look at the wastewater data south of Boston, you'll see that that's coming down as well. It's not coming down as drastically as I'd like to see, which means there's still risk out there in the greater community at large, but it's trending downward, so that's great. So for the holiday, we're going to do exactly what we did for Rosh Hashanah, because we want to make sure that we do as much as we can not to introduce new risk in terms of starting this whole process over again and having people sick. And then later next week, hopefully on Thursday, I'll be able to make an announcement that says, back to normal, masks off, be cautious, normal life as is. I guess what's good about this is we've learned through going through this so many times how to turn it on and turn it off. And so for that reason, there's a little silver lining in there. But nonetheless, the responsibility lives with all of us. And so I just wanted to share the good news and say thank you. Before I move on to my next topic, I just want to ask if there are any questions in regards to COVID.
We have one from Zalman August.
Hey, Zal.
Unmute or I'll do it for you. You're also, go
And
ahead.
particularly cleaning people are vaccinated.
Can you start from the beginning again, Zal, please?
I'm just curious as to whether or not employees, and particularly cleaning employees who enter your home, are they vaccinated?
Some are, some are not. We're at a place now as an organization and frankly in society where it's come to personal choice. A lot of employers no longer mandate it, including healthcare environments. I think what happened was when it went from 1 shot to 1 shot annually, it really tested people in a great way. And in this work environment, it's been a really hard thing to mandate. So HSL, similar to all the hospital settings, has followed suit. But what you can do, Zal, is you can certainly request that they wear a mask when they come in your apartment. That is always your prerogative.
Okay, we have several more questions. Charlie Small.
Thank you. Matt, I just want to reconfirm based on what you said that I'm assuming, and I don't like to assume anything, that Coffee Connection is still suspended, number one, and in Great Meadow Hall, we're still wearing masks. Is that correct?
So still wearing masks in Great Meadow Hall. Jessica Coleman, are you on this call? Can you confirm what the plan is with Coffee Connection? I know we had some brief discussion.
Yes, so we're hoping to have it resume next week. We'll take a definite look at it on Tuesday after the holiday, but where the plan as of right now is to start fresh next week.
Charlie, if all goes well, by next Thursday, we'll be able to say back to normal.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That's the absolute hope, but I do want to get through the high holy days and make
Right.
sure that we don't have an expanded risk with visitors coming in during that period of time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Barbara Nadich.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Barbara. How you doing?
I'm still among the lucky ones. I'm still quarantined. So
Wow.
even though I'm testing negative, I'm still quarantined because my fever hasn't gone down below 99 until today.
Oh,
My
Barbara, I'm
question
sorry.
is- Yeah, I am too. It's been a long time. But the good news is, as I told everybody, I've lost 6 pounds, so that works. Okay? Haven't lost sense of humor yet. Any time frame of either the boosters or the flu shots?
You're talking about bullet point number 3.
Well,
So
I'm
I'll,
ahead.
I'll lead
ESP.
right into that.
ESP, go ahead.
All right, so Dedham Pharmacy has been having an incredibly hard time getting the vaccine. We've been back and forth with them, as have a lot of the pharmacies. They believe they will have the vaccine starting September 26th or 28th. They're looking, and this is all very tentative, okay? So what I'm sharing with you doesn't mean write it in your calendar book. And if you do, it means write it as a very, very loose tentative. What we're looking at is a date of October 11th to run the vaccination clinic here. Because again, they still don't have it in their hands. The only vaccine they can get is Moderna. So if you're a Pfizer person and you really are set on getting Pfizer, you're probably going to have to go to CVS or Physicians or Walgreens or something like that to get it. If there's any further delay on getting this COVID vaccine, we're going to still try to hold the date to do the flu vaccine because that's a good time wise in terms of max protection to do the flu vaccination. This vaccine, again, the pharmacy is saying they can administer both at the same time. Again, if that is something that concerns you, I would certainly do one and then have your other one provided at another entity, again, such as a CVS or something like that. But right now, tentatively, I will say this again, October 6th. We've been in touch with Leanne, who owns the pharmacy. She's doing everything she can. And tonight she's sending us all the paperwork so we can start getting everybody's paperwork filled out so we can get the process moving. But, you know, when they just finally approve this thing at the 11th hour, this is now we're dealing with logistics and shipping and all that other stuff. So that's what's happening from the pharmacy front straight to us. Barbara, did that answer your question?
Yep.
Yep, I know. Okay, so that's the vaccine update. I see a hand up. Hi, Karen.
Oh, Karen, yeah, go ahead. You have to unmute. Okay.
You said tentatively the 11th of October,
That's correct.
and then you said the 6th.
October 26th or 28th is when they're hoping to have confirmation
Oh,
that the shipment is being shipped.
You mean September 26th?
Or 28th is when they're looking to get the actual stuff in hand. They're hoping that's when the confirmation goes through. Let me just read through this email from them. I feel like the late night host here. I've got all this paper in front of me.
Say October 6th the second time.
Be October 11th.
Yes. I was gonna.
Okay,
October 11th is the date that we want to try to hold on to if we can. As soon as we can confirm this, we will. Even if it means sending out a special constant contact, that's what we'll do. We'll make sure that, you know, once we have this finalized date, we'll get it out there.
thanks. Murray Stahl.
Matt, is there what I've been reading about this other disease, if you will, it's called RSV or something like that. You know, you have any idea whether we should be getting a shot?
So that's a great question, Murray, and it's one that we put to our HSL medical director, as well as a lot of our partners out there in the industry. So here is the going advice, which is that you should connect with your primary care provider to identify if it makes sense for you to get the RSV vaccine. And the reason being is just because you're a senior does not mean you're at very high risk for getting greatly sick from RSV. Historically, it's been a virus that impacts young children significantly and seniors that have multiple comorbidities. So with that, it's really a personal choice that you should be making with your physician.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. It's a great question. There is a lot of media attention out there on that particular topic. So I advise everybody, please do connect with your care provider and ask them whether it's appropriate based on, you know, your health profile that you have that vaccine or not. Okay, I'm going to move on. Just a reminder, we're coming up to that magic date where you can make adjustments to your food credits. And just a reminder again, that magic date happens to be September 25th. So I would say before the weekend and once we're into the holiday, if you have any adjustments you want to make to your meal credit program, please do so. And again, I'll just read this little blurb really fast. If you wish to change your monthly meal credit amount, we'll make a $50 adjustment to your monthly fee for $100 worth of meal credits. For example, if you wish to raise your meal credit by $100, we'll add $50 to your monthly bill. Lowering your meal credit by $100 will result in a $50 savings each month to your statement. So that's how this works. And this will be, again, I think attached to my letter, and you can send any requests to statementinquiries@hsl.harvard.edu. So you'll see that as well. Josh, did I just see your hand go up?
Yeah, thanks, Matt. I just want to reiterate, I have received numerous phone calls about adjusting, and it's not from a wanting not to, but why it has to go through the statement inquiries is it does have to be in writing. So if you do want to make an adjustment in either direction, please make sure you send that in writing to the email request. I'd love to help you, but I can't do it on your behalf, and I just end up sending you kind of back there. So it does have to be in writing through that email. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. And the last thing I want to talk about just very briefly, because I don't have a whole lot to say about the situation, but some of you have asked where Larissa has been, our director of programming, and she's out for personal reasons. We're hoping that she's back probably early October, and we'll see her back here hopefully ready to go. So yeah, we anticipate her being back, but she's out for personal reasons. And you know, I wish I could share more, but that wouldn't be right for her nor for us as an organization. So,
Matt, you skipped the story on 918, I believe.
So 918, the never-ending story on 918, you mean, Jerry. 918 is up and running. Is it running flawlessly? No. Is it limping along and working? Yes. Do we anticipate it having problems in the future? I would say so. And with that, Jess Coleman is working with Nancy Vega right now and Terry Finnegan from our IT department, as well as a couple of vendors to try to figure out how best not to fix this system, but to replace this system, because that's what it's time for. So it's a time-consuming project. You know, Jess is very deep in this right now, and so hopefully we'll have a replacement spec'd out for that, and then we'll be able to swap that out, which would be great. And for those of you that go in the theater, you'll notice that it looks great. It's freshly painted all over. Corner guards have gone up. They touched up all the woodwork in there. They even painted the rails that go around the theater. And if you look to the back of the theater, you've probably noticed there's that canvas on the walls that reduces the sound. and there's some stains on that canvas. That canvas has been ordered to be replaced. So that theater will have had a 100% refresh, which is terrific. I'm really appreciative to the team for getting that done.
And all of the evening movies can be observed there?
Good question. Don't know the answer. Jess, do you know the answer to that? I think it's back in play, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've been told it's back to normal function. I'm
Yeah.
afraid to make the assumption similar to what Charlie said, but I believe that means
so we'll take
Yeah.
Nancy Vega first and then Charlotte and then Terry. Nancy,
It is functional at the moment. I will say though that we do have planned this Sunday in observance of the holiday. We won't be having a movie Sunday night, but we will be having the rest of the movies. And Barbie has officially made it on the schedule, so I hope that makes everybody really excited.
thank you.
thank you. And
Charlotte,
Nancy, thank you for all your hard work on the theater. I know it's been tricky.
Makes it worth it.
Case, go ahead.
Okay, the thing is that I went to the website or whatever to make, and this is for Josh, to increase the fee for $100 for the food. And I did it over the phone. I did not write anything, but on the phone to the woman that called, I said, so she could record that I wanted to make the change.
Thank you, Charlotte. I was
hope-
not aware that that was an option. It was my understanding that the email, but if you're saying there is a second option, I was unaware of. That's great information to share. I just know that I can't do it and no one on my team can do it on your behalf. So it's either in writing or you recording that you approve it. So thank you very much for sharing that, Charlotte.
Okay, hope it's done. Thanks.
All right, Terry Union and then Toby Levine. Terry. I have to unmute you. Go ahead.
So
Well, we're both doing it at the same time. You do it.
did it. I'm trying to do it.
Yeah, you're all set. No. you're not.
She's muted.
All right, let you, hands off. I'll do it.
Hands are off.
Okay, go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
Matt, this may not be a question for you. It's a question for maintenance, for Rodriguez, probably, but I'm just curious about the garage doors in the cottages. They've begun replacing them and they're white. Are they going to be painting them to the color that the cottage people voted for last year or the year before, or they're going to be white? Because they're not very attractive that way. Do you
Hi,
know?
Terry, it's Fernando. Hello, everyone. We're systematically replacing them all. And actually, we're talking about Barbie. I was thinking about maybe painting them pink.
That would be lovely.
No.
Pink and green and brown. Nice.
No, they will be painted the color of that you guys picked out, which are the same colors of your front door.
Okay, good.
And when we
Thank
do
you.
that too, we'll be painting the green trim around those doors as well.
Right,
And
nice.
fixing any damage to the trim. So this is good. This is going to be a process. We're in the process right now of doing 50 doors. And then depending on the weather and everything, we're hoping to get all of them done by the end of this year. If not, it'll drag into the spring.
They are moving slowly. They did part of the pod I'm in, and they told me they would not come back to do the rest of us until Tuesday. So they're making
Yep.
progress as quickly as they can, I'm sure.
Yep.
Thank you, Terry.
Toby Levine.
Thanks, Jerry. Nancy, can you update us on what's happening with the choral director? Are we going to have a meeting? Is it going to happen, or have we abandoned it?
We have
Wow.
not abandoned it. I was following protocol as far as the mask mandate. I think unless Matt wants to intervene, I'm waiting for the okay, but it's not in the back burner. We're literally just waiting for stuff to get lifted.
As long as we stay the course and everything's going as it has been going, by hopefully next Thursday on this call, we'll be able to resume life as normal, which includes putting the chorus back together.
Thank you.
we anticipate a huge crowd. And
That's awesome.
singing, not fun.
Elaine Canisberg.
Thank you. Fernando, when you replace the garage doors, there's 4 big windows. Are you going to get cross hatching for them? So that it looks more like
No,
the,
they are not having the crotch hatching. We decided to go without those. The reason being is we had some doors that were damaged and other pods that we replaced, and they have the cross hatching in there, and they weren't light. So we're not going with those. It's just going to be the window itself.
thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Edie Luskin, go ahead. Unmute. Hold on, Edie, I'll do it. Okay, you go ahead.
I had read recently that if you have most recently a case of COVID, that you should not have the new COVID shot for 3 months. So I would assume that either you check with your PCP or Dedham Pharmacy. Is that right, Matt?
That's correct. If you've had COVID, you should have a high amount of antibodies, which
Right.
will protect you for quite some time. And so they ask that you do not get the vaccine because essentially at that point it will be almost ineffective.
Right.
On the intake paperwork that you do when it's time to sign up for the vaccine, that is
Right.
one of the questions they should be asking you.
Okay,
That will trigger to make sure that you do not get the vaccine if you've recently had COVID.
thank you very much.
You are very welcome, Edie.
Okay, are there any other questions? We all set, Matt?
I'm all good on my side. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you. What's that? Nancy Vega, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't make it in time to ask you, but I just wanted to make a quick plug that we're releasing fall courses tomorrow, which I'm really excited about because it's my first time doing it alone. But I changed the outlook on the sign up sheet. I tried to make it a little less confusing. The only reason why I wanted to plug it in is just because there's gonna most likely be a wait list. So I'm trying to have everyone rank their preference. So at least if you can't get in one class, you'll get into another one that you preferred. So I'm really excited and I hope you guys are excited.
Okay, thank you. All right, see you all next week.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
And I asked a question about that. Too late.
Oh, it's not too late. Go ahead.
Yeah. How do you get selected to be in the classes? Is it the first comes first, first pick?
Nancy? Get Nancy. Nancy had already left.
Yeah.
We'll have to do that answer separately.
Yeah, Jerry, you and I will have to have a class all by ourselves. Okay, thank you very much for answering it, or at least trying. Bye.
Okay.
I'll see you soon, by the way. Bye-bye.